Hello guys, Rackabder here, bringing you something a little bit different from the YouTube channel. As you might see from the title, or as you should see from the title, we are doing a tutorial of sorts for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night speedrun. If you haven't followed me, if you don't follow me on Twitch or have been keeping up with my Twitch streams, you should totally do so, by the way, because it is fun, it's very chill, and I got a lot of speedrun stuff going on there for high level gameplay. You can always come in and ask me questions if you're still curious about various things. But anyway, I've been speedrunning Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, in particular the category that we'll be covering in this video. I've always been into speedrunning. I really enjoy it, but I never really sat down and wanted to do the grind, but I finally made that commitment. I'm going to start speedrunning a lot more often. I want to start doing a bunch of categories for this game as I'm having a blast with it, and hopefully proceed into other games. And as a result, I wanted to make this this kind of tutorial so that new runners can hopefully jump in a lot easier than they have in the past. So obviously Bloodstained's a new game, and that means the speedrun can change drastically over as more things get discovered, but currently we're just going to be running this tutorial, going over a bunch of things that we need to discuss, and this is going to be a long one because of that. So I'm going to break this up into 3 specific sections. The first section is just going to be an introduction of the run and a couple of speedrun tech that we will be going over. The second introduction is going to be about the new game plus save file preparation. So we are running the game on New Game Plus, and thus there's a lot of preparation for that. And then the final part is I'm actually just going to do a run for this recording and talk about things as I go through the run. So that'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to be a very long video, likely passing the hour mark because the run is 30 minutes long. So it depends on how long I take on some of the previous parts. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the introduction. We are running Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This is a recent Metroidvania title to come out, and it takes a lot of inspiration from past Castlevanias, as you might expect, because the creator of those Castlevanias made this. By its nature, we have a lot of different things to collect, a lot of different power-ups to use in order to progress through the castle, and that's, it's pretty standard for your Metroid title. We are running this on New Game Plus, we are running any percent New Game Plus, no major glitches. That is the category in specific, and I run this on Nightmare difficulty. You can run it on normal. I will be talking a lot about Nightmare stuff specifically, because that is the category that I personally like running. However, a lot of this will translate down to regular New Game fairly easily, since, we're running it on Nightmare. If you can beat it on Nightmare, you're probably going to be able to beat it on normal mode. So just keep that in mind for a couple of the rooms. There will be more enemies, there will be more difficult fights that we have to work on, and all that stuff. But the category, New Game, or any percent, we're just trying to beat the game as fast as we can. That's pretty much how that works for speedrunning. Any percent, beat the game as fast as you can, get to the end credit scene in any way possible. The second stipulation is New Game Plus. So we have as you can see here, we have all of our equipment and all of this stuff. This is going to be transferred over to our New Game Plus save file, and that is very useful as we can use it to sequence break and destroy bosses. And then the final one is no major glitches. We are not going to be running any of the major glitches in the game, so there's not going to be anything super stressful. There's an infinite jump glitch that you can do with these things. You have to turn off high jump, my bad. But anyway, there's like a couple of fancy things that you can do in order to break the game. For reference, the major glitches version of this category is only 7.5 minutes long, so that's like 20 minutes cut just from the inclusion of those glitches. There's a lot of out of bounds, going through walls, all that kind of stuff. It is crazy, but we're not going to be doing that. We're just going to be running this game as a whole, and it is one of my favorite categories because it's very movement focused. There's a lot of movement, and that's most of what you're going to be seeing throughout the run. Bosses are kind of a cakewalk, as we are going to be maxed out with our stats, so even though we're on nightmare mode, a lot of them will get one shot. So this game is very focused on that movement, and I really enjoy that. That's one of the things that I enjoy the most as a runner. And so that's about sums it up for that. We're going to, before we jump into Savefile Preparation, I want to actually talk about a couple of the speedrun tech. So this is pretty important, especially as you start experimenting with the runs yourself. We're not going to necessarily need everything that we're doing, but we will be able to utilize them in various situations to hopefully, like, if the run starts, if something different happens, or you know, you want to be on top of your toes, you want to be able to have that knowledge to be able to kind of adapt on the fly. And that's really important as a runner for pretty much any game. You need to know why things work and how they work, so I want to talk a little bit about that. So first all, okay, let's speak English for the audience, please. Anyway, first off, we have the backstep. So Miriam starts the game with this backstep animation, very similar to Symphony of the Night, if you've ever played that or watched a speedrun of it. The backstep turns out to be one of the faster forms of movement, and you can actually cancel it with the down button. So I have my controller here, and the controller inputs on the bottom. I've thought about that last minute, really happy I did. So you press the backdash button, and then you press down, and it will cancel that end lag. So as you can see, it's very laggy if I just spam the backdash. But if I cancel it, bam, we can do that. There is like a small rhythm to it, and once you just kind of practice it a little bit, you're pretty much good. There's really nothing, it's really not that hard to just kind of get a rhythm going. I think there's like a super fast way to do it, but I just like doing the rhythm. I think that's the best way. So that'll be a powerful form of movement. And some other categories, we do have the fastest form because it's New Game Plus. This is the accelerator. This is like an end game upgrade that we'll be having, so we won't be using this. But the reason I talk about it is because the backdash can cancel other things. So for example, if I press my flame here, you can see there's like this delay before the second one comes out, right? I'm spamming. There's still that delay, right? We'll go over here. You'll see it even more. There you go. But you can cancel it. See that? See how fast that is? You can cancel it with the backdash. Oh, and you can also use that to kind of for various attacks too. Let me equip a sword. So as you can see here, that's the sword animation. It's a little harder to tell, but you can cancel a bunch of stuff. I have high jump on. I'm actually going to turn that off. That's really going to throw me off. So you can kind of cancel stuff with the backdash. It's very useful. And then the other thing that I want to talk about, very similar, is landing lag cancel. So if you watch this, so like if I use that, that's how fast, or that's how long I have to wait to move, right? There's like that cast animation. But if you jump, oh, I can move instantly. And we're going to use that a lot. Pretty much everything can be jump canceled, right? Weapons, all that other stuff. This is a very common tactic in some of the Castlevania games as well. Symphony of the Night, I believe, also has similar mechanics, and Aria of Sorrow, I used to run that as well. You can do the same thing. So you have all this stuff going for you. And then similarly, we have this one. This is Summon Hellhound. And as you can see, it takes like that duration. You see how it's really hard to see because it's so big, but Miriam does kind of stop for a moment. But bam, no stopping. And we're going to be using that quite a lot. That's the main thing that we will be using a lot of in this run, especially because I like to run it on nightmare mode. So the nightmare difficulty requires a lot more Hellhound usage than the normal difficulty. And so knowing when and where enemies are in order to not have to move. So as you can see, using the accelerator, oh, that's slow, man. I stopped. I had to stop. It's not too bad if you have to stop. It is much slower to get hit by the enemies than it is to stop for Hellhound. But It is nice if you can just like kind of keep the momentum going as you jump, or as you do these little short hops. And that'll be useful for some to spam it out even faster. So you see how slow that is, but bam, we got some faster stuff going. So that's that. And then the final thing I want to talk about is the double jump. This will be the introduction to. This will be the last little intro thing that I want to talk about before we jump into the save file preparation, and that is the double jump. So as you can see here, we, pretty standard stuff, hit A twice and we double jump. However, the game doesn't really expect it of you or tell you much about it. You can actually do some extra actions once you obtain it. And that is if you hold down and press A after your second jump. So press A, there's your second jump, the wings came out. Bam, you can actually press down and A, and that'll make Miriam fall really fast. Well, that's not super useful. It helps in a couple of situations, but the most useful thing is if you hold diagonally while doing so. Bam, now you have this. And this becomes one of the fastest forms of movement. However, that's not the reason that we use it. So the reason that we use it is because the double jump can actually hit off of enemies. If we come up here real quick, bam, kick off of the enemy. Bam, kick off of the enemy. This will be the once we get the double jump, we will be doing this all the time. This is a really great way to kind of go around enemies. You can also kick off of lampposts as well. This will help us get some height, help us clear areas without having to deal with the enemies. So this is just a really nice way to avoid enemies. We're going to constantly be double jumping. You get your jump back and all this other stuff. So it's really, really good. A really, really powerful movement option. A lot of people don't know that you can do this. And the game doesn't expect it of you in any capacity. So it's really, it's kind of understandable how you would probably maybe miss something like that. Bam. So I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick because there is, like I said, there is going to be a lot of dive kicking and downward attacking whenever we get that. And I really wanted to go over that because, like I said, the game doesn't show it to you. The game doesn't tell you it. It kind of implies it because the game, it kind of like foreshadows it or implies it subtly because the boss itself does dive kicks, and there's a couple of areas that you can actually use the dive kick to get early, but it doesn't actually just come out and say, hey, you can dive kick. Additionally, one more kind of application of the backstep cancel. If you come up here and dive kick, or not just dive kick, but if you fall from like a long distance, Miriam has that fall animation where she does like the little superhero landing, puts her hand on the ground, got the knees going, see the superhero landing, and it takes a while before you can move, right? So before I can move, nope, I didn't do it high enough. So I come up here. So like I'm holding right, and that's when I can move. However, we can cancel that because the backdash can cancel pretty much everything. So we can just do that, and that's going to stop us. And that'll come in handy with some of the areas in the game because we want to, we want to dive kick from really high places like such. And as you could see there was that little animation. I think I messed that up. See that animation? We can cancel that. And so we want to be able to do so. You can also use the slide, but the back step into jumping is faster. Oop, I still got. So yeah, sometimes I mess up and hit the slide because I'm trying to go fast, but as long as you cancel it and keep moving in some way, that's going to be very useful. But it also helps because you don't have to really... hold on, let me do it. Yeah, we can just cancel it into the into the accelerator. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that a lot as well to make sure that we don't end up stuck in a lot of these animations. Backstep canceling into a lot of backstep canceling a lot of animations is really powerful in this game. I recommend you learn the applications of the backstep a lot if you want to really help your runs out in the long term. So that's about it for the speedrun introduction and some of the mechanics. There's really not much else that I think I need to cover. And so we're going to actually jump into the New Game Plus save file preparation. So this will be time stamped. I don't think I mentioned this, but everything's going to be timestamped in the description because like I said, it's a long video. I want to make sure you guys I just want to have everything in one spot so you guys don't have to go too far to be able to do so. There are a couple of other glitches that I could maybe talk about, but we don't use them because it's no major glitches. There's only one other glitch we can use, and that is called jump storage. So I guess I'll talk about it super briefly. So let's kill these guys. One of the items in the game is the Kung Fu shoes, and it has a combo. If you do quarter circle forward, it does this kick, and you can do it 3 times for that animation. However, you can backstep cancel it. And if you do it from height, so let's say I decided I wanted to do it from here, I can actually keep the jump. So you have to do it from ground. It has to be grounded. So you have to do it from the ground. But you can extend your thing over here, and then you keep your jump, and you use... it like stores the jump. Like that's why it's called jump storage, right? And you use this to kind of cross a few gaps and retain your jump in order to get a couple of things early. I just wanted to go over that because, like I said, it is no major glitches. This is a no major glitches category. And that is the one glitch that we do kind of retain. It's like very close to a glitchless category, to be honest. But I'm okay with that. I really like being able to just run through. I like the movement, and I like running through stuff. I don't care if I can't go through walls or jump infinitely. But I've seen a couple of people experimenting with that. That's one of the reasons why I brought it up, because the route could change to where this is actually required at some point. Right now, the route doesn't require it at all, but you know, it could be something that you'll want to pick up on in the future. So that's what I wanted to talk about it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the new game save file preparation before we get rambling too much on some of that other stuff. That is all of the techniques that I think you really need to worry about. If there's any more, of course, you can always come to my stream and ask me in person when I'm streaming, or you can go to the Speedrun Discord. We have a welcoming community. We love people coming in and playing this game. It's a fun game. I really like it. So yeah, we're always open to answering questions. So finally, we have the speedrun, or we have the shortcuts. So shortcuts, I have 7 that I use. You need at least 4, and I think optimally you would want probably 5 at some point. So let's go ahead and turn this back on because we're not going to show anything. But yeah, as the nature of New Game Plus is, we have a lot of stuff that carries over, and we're going to be using a lot of it to our advantage, especially a couple of the gears that just totally break the game. So let's go ahead and talk about that. We have a few shortcut setups. We're just going to go into the shortcut setups one by one. So we have the first one. This is going to be our primary damage source, or damage shortcut. We have Ravar Valar. This is not really super useful. We don't use it very often. In the new game, you can actually use it to kill a couple of enemies as you're running by them, but in Nightmare difficulty, unfortunately, it's not strong enough. So we don't really use this too much. It's just kind of there. It is the best weapon in the game because it's so fast. As you can see, this does like 4 slashes. So if I wanted to come up here, this is kind of bad because they're gonna die, but like they do 4 slashes and they can do quite a lot of damage if you build it towards properly. So Rav Valar is just kind of there because it's a really good weapon. All of this gear here is 100% to make our intelligence higher. So this is the highest int scaling helmet that we have in the game. Nothing else has that high, or has intelligence high enough for that. Scarlet Dress, similar reason. It's got the highest int, and Skull Necklace and Jeebel's glasses are a little bit different. And then Over the Rainbow is the scarf with the highest int. So we just want to buff up our intelligence as high as possible to deal the most damage. Jeebel's glasses are special because they make you have infinite mana. If you haven't noticed, my mana bar doesn't go down because Jeebel's glasses get rid of that requirement. There's no mana usage at all for any of your spells, and it breaks everything. Like, holy crap. I cannot tell you how broken that is in a game where the spells can do this. Bam. 2300 damage. That is ridiculous. That one-shots like 5 bosses at the beginning of the game. And if you're on normal mode, that's going to one-shot almost every boss in the game. It's actually kind of insane. Summon Hellhound normally costs 200 mana. So like, it's supposed to be mana intensive, you know? You're going to want to, reserve using it a bunch of times so that you don't run out of mana. But Jeeble's Glasses says, screw that. We don't care about that. And it's 100% required. We can't do this run. Well, I mean, technically we could because this is not very costly. I think it's only like 50 mana or something. Let's see. It's 32 mana, so that's actually pretty insane. We could probably figure out a way to do it without Jeeble's Glasses, but for the we got them. We're gonna abuse it. You know, what's the point of running New Game Plus if you're going to put restrictions on yourself or like that? Unless you're doing like a special category that you want to, just to have fun for yourself. So yeah, Jeeble's Glasses are required. They break the game. Skull Necklace is pretty nice. Basically, it increases the power of your spells but it has the drawback of increasing the amount of mana they cost. Normally that's a pretty big deal, but like I said, Jeeble's Glasses makes that non-existent. It literally has no downside now that we have Jeeble's Glasses. So this is going to make us deal ridiculous damage. And then let's go ahead and talk about the shards. Summon Hellhound is our primary shard for damage. As you saw, it summons this giant thing, and its range is really big. Let me show you over here. So these guys are pretty far away. Bam! It still hits them. Like the range, like that guy came out of nowhere from the ceiling. Like we killed him too. It has a huge range. This is going to be one of the things that we used the most for clearing rooms. So this is a primary damage. It also does a ton of damage to bosses too. So it's really, really powerful. Accelerator as our manipulative shard. So right here. You don't have to max this when it comes to upgrading, but it's pretty nice if you do. And it's just it's the best movement in the game for Miriam. So we want this. There's nothing going to beat this out. So we want the accelerator. This is a requirement to play to compete with top runs. You definitely want to pick this up. Ideally, all of these are also going to be maxed. So Summon Hellhound doesn't require rank 9 necessarily because it only increases the coverage, but it's super useful. So you definitely want to max out all of these. Accelerator increases the speed, but not by a huge margin. 8-bit Fireball, you definitely want max because the number of projectiles is important. And then Augment, Int, and all that stuff, you want all of these maxed. So 8-bit Fireball is our directional shard of choice because it hits multiple times. And as you can see, it does a ton of damage per hit. So on Nightmare difficulty, for reference, each Fireball does at least 300 damage. And that's 5 fireballs. So in some cases, it even out damages the Summon Hellhound, which is kind of insane. And then finally, we have Augment Int. Augment Int is also maxed, and this is just, again, this is to make sure that we have the highest intelligence we possibly can, and we also get faster cast speed as a result too. So kind of a 2-for-1 combo there. And then we also run the familiar. The book familiar, Danteleon. I don't know how to say that. This is the book familiar. If you haven't noticed, as I was playing, he often casts this buff to me. So will he do it? So I have the strength buff. You could see up at the top right, top left, right underneath my health bar. He has he already buffed me. That's what the red aura is. So we just use that to gain some extra damage. We don't really need it, but that's what we do. So that's the first one. The second one is actually going to be very similar. So I don't know why I have Valkyrie Sword here, but it doesn't really matter. So it's literally copy this one, paste it over here. With the exception of standstill. Instead of accelerator, we're using standstill. And this is your Zawaldo. If you use it, everything stops. It's time stop. It's really broken because I think, what is the cast, or how much does it cost? 60 mana per second. If I didn't have Jeeble's Glasses on, like let me actually just take them off. Let me just take them off and show you how broken that is. Look how, I guess it's not super fast, but look how fast that mana is going down. It's going down pretty quick. But, you know, we have Jeebel's glasses, so it doesn't matter. And so there we go. Bam. Stop time. Now this isn't super useful because unfortunately many of the bosses in the game don't get time stopped. So, you know, unfortunately the only boss in the game is the final boss that gets time stopped. Okay, let me you know, it's been a little bit. The final boss is the only boss in the entire game that it gets affected by this. So it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like the only boss that gets affected by this is the final one. You would think that it's the other way around. Like the final boss is supposed to be, you know, the big baddie. Like why would they get affected by time stop? But for the most part, this is your final boss secure. So like if you're on a run, you know, you got some good pacing going. You don't want to get, you know, you don't want to have the final boss somehow screw you over. If you're running this game on normal difficulty, you almost 100% do not need this. Even on nightmare difficulty, like you don't really need this. It's just a safety net, you know, because even the final boss in the game gets destroyed by the Hellhound. So like you can still DPS them much faster. But you know, it's a very nice thing to kind of have in your back pocket, just to, you know, just to secure that run, just to be a little safe and whatnot. Additionally, it has the extended property of stopping your attack. So if I'll shoot so you can see the Hellhound is over there. It stops my Hellhound in place, but it retains the hurt box. So that Hellhound is there, and if there was an enemy right there, you know, where the Hellhound is, it would 100% continually take damage. And you could do this for both of them. And you can just kind of throw out your two Hellhounds and keep DPSing the bosses. Additionally, we'll get rid of that so you can see. If you shoot the 8-bit flame, you can see it has a little, it kind of goes forward a little bit before it gets stopped. And that's useful because we can actually get close enough to bosses to just kind of spam the 8-bit flame. And that's kind of how we DPS the final boss if you're going to be using this. But aside from that, you don't really need that shortcut. It's just there to kind of supplement your damage, make sure that you get the final boss kill super easily, and there's nothing that's going to stop you. So the next one that we have is the same thing as the one on the right. It's literally the same loadout except for one difference, and that is the familiar is the Bure instead of the book. And the reasoning for that is actually because we can bounce off of it with our double jump. And you see how high we get? We actually use this in a couple of places throughout the run in order to skip a couple of it's a couple of minor sequence breaks. Well, not necessarily sequence breaks, it's a couple of minor shortcut skips. So we use this throughout the run to just help get to places faster than we normally would. So this is the reasoning for this. It's literally the same loadout, just a different familiar. You know, it doesn't really matter what the rest of it is. We just want the familiar out so we can bounce off of it and do stuff like that. Now we have the final loadout in the game, and that is the Valkyrie sword and everything else the same. Like I said, pretty much a lot of this is going to be the same because the shards are really broken and there's really no reason to use anything different. But we're going to be using, instead of the int or the augment intelligence, we're going to be using amphibian speed. Amphibian speed makes our underwater movement speed, like, we become a train. Like, we are so fast underwater, it's faster than moving out of water with this equipped. So this is 100% required in order to just make those underwater sections really, really fast. And this time we do want the Valkyrie sword, because the Valkyrie sword has a special property to it. So if you played the game enough, you might have recognized that there are these special techniques. A lot of these are weapon specific, but once you unlock all of them and master all of them, the Valkyrie sword gets a special technique unique to itself, and that is this one right here. Oh, I don't have it equipped. This attack. So this is only if you have all of the techniques mastered, and it's only with the Valkyrie sword. And this is really good. You just double tap down and press the attack button. And the reason this is really good is because the teleport property, so like as you can see, Miriam just teleports straight to the ground. This teleport goes through everything until you reach the bottom. And so this actually allows us to go underwater before we obtain any of the underwater things you know, that we would normally need to progress in the water sections. So we actually use this combined with the we combine this with the amphibian speed to go through the water sections before we're supposed to. This is like this technique allows us to sequence break the game pretty heavily, because normally you have to go around the castle, you have to fight Bloodless, the blood lady, who is pretty annoying. You have to get her shard, then you have to drain the blood fountain, and then you have to go all the way around, and then you have to farm the enemies in order to get the aqua jet move. You have to do all of this backtracking, all of this stuff, just to get to the water stuff, but now we can just do it immediately. You'll see that in the run. And so those are the 4 required ones. Like I said, the time stop, the standstill one, you don't need, so you can replace it if you feel comfortable with that. I still keep it around just because, and I just keep it around because we have 8 shortcuts. We don't need all 8. You only get 5 shortcuts in one save file, so if you're trying to grind this out on your own, you know, you want to play the game, you want to grind it all out, that's fine, you can do so. But like I said, there's only 5 in one save file, so you will need a New Game Plus completion. The 5th one, and this one is kind of required, is this loadout here. So this is a special loadout. This is every single luck item in the game that gives us the most luck, combined with the Plunderer's Ring. This is a very important one because, unfortunately, high jump is so good that we need it. And unfortunately for that, high jump is only obtained from one of the enemies in the game dropping a material, and then we craft high jump. So this is not something you would get from a boss or anything. You have to RNG your way through it. You know, the randomness is going to be in play. It's the biggest random factor of this run. I said rum. I'm not Jack Sparrow. So it's the biggest random factor for this run, and it's very unfortunate because some of the, you know, this can actually lose you some PBs if you don't get lucky enough. That's why we have the loadout. This helps us quite a lot. Make sure that we get ourselves the highest chance possible to drop the bovine plume. That's what it's called. So that's something that you'll see that in the run when we do that in a couple of seconds here. So that's pretty nice. And then the final loadout is something that I created special. This is something that only I really have done. We get rid of everything else in favor of the gauge glasses. This allows us to see the HP of our enemies. And the reason I choose this is because there's a fight in the game against Jeeble that you can't kill. You can't kill Jeeble or the game ends. There's a game over sequence. So I use that to just kind of watch his health, make sure I don't kill him, and make sure I don't screw up the fight and end up killing him instead of anything else, because you can deal a lot of damage. It's New Game Plus. He actually dies in 2 hits. So this is just something that I have. You probably don't need it for the most part. Eventually, I'm going to route it out because I'm going to actually test out the Jeeble fight and start experimenting with all of the various setups and whatnot, and just figure out a consistent setup to killing him without needing the glasses. And on regular New Game, they actually do have that routed, so I'll tell you about that when we do the fight. But for the most part, since I run it on Nightmare mode, I have to use that for now until I figure out another way around it. So that's about it. There's really nothing else. One quick thing. So all of your passive shards, when you max them to rank 9, they become skill shards. So you can see them over here. You can turn them all you can turn all of them on or off. They all become passives that you just constantly have, and it really helps the run out a lot. So I'd recommend getting at least, you definitely need augment int anyway, so you want that. You'll want the augment luck because Like I said, we're going to need that for farming. And then pretty much that's really the only one that you need. Those are the only ones, but the rest here just kind of helps every now and then. You don't have always, you know, resisting all of these curses and poisons and stuff is pretty nice, but you know, you don't have to, but it's nice to have everything if you do. Additionally, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, on the speedrun.com website, a lot of the top runners were kind enough to submit their save file. So that's actually what I'm using here. This is not my own. This is one of the save files of one of the top runners. He, I think it's Aldriel. He's actually the world record holder, and he was kind enough to let us use it. So thanks to him for being kind enough to submit his own his save file so that people can take it. You don't have to do any of this grinding here. You can straight up just download it and, you know, be able to play it. And then finally, before we go, there's one last thing: the reflector ray. This needs to be maxed. So this is a very important one because the reflector ray gets a ton of distance when you max it out. I think if you didn't max this, it would only just barely reach to that little windowsill right there. So you definitely want this maxed out. This actually really important for the run because we use it to sequence break one of the areas of the game and get somewhere earlier than we're supposed to. So you definitely want that for this run. Of course, if you are just kind of, you know, messing around and you want to just do like a little practice thing, you can do a couple. There are slower routes. You can go all the way around, kill bloodless, you know, do all those things. The boss fights are super easy, so you don't have to worry about pretty much any of them. But this will be required if you're looking for an average time from this category. So yeah, you definitely want that maxed. Very, very important there to have that maxed. And then that's pretty much it. I also have a waystone shortcut, so the moment that I hit the waystone shortcut, I just waystone back. That's pretty much all I need. It's very nice because you waystone quite a lot in this run, so I like just doing one menu to put it there and then always putting it, or always you know, being able to use the shortcut to do so. So that's about it. There's really nothing else. This one can get eliminated if you're comfortable without standstill. This one can get eliminated if you know any of the setups to kill Jeeble. And then the rest, that's 5. So you could probably get rid of this too, if you really want to, but of course you might lose a lot of time if you don't use any of the luck stuff. And then of course you don't need this waystone slot because you can just come into the inventory and use the waystone. So that's not too bad. Inventory is pretty nice. You can actually craft 99 exquisite steaks. This is the best food item in the game in terms of healing. So if you have the exquisite steaks, that's great. If you don't, you can actually use pizza. I used my own save file for a while and I was using pizzas instead. It doesn't really matter. You just want something that can heal you. Additionally, you can have EX potions to heal you for max, all that stuff. You should be able to easily farm money once you get all of your shards upgraded and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and let's just start the run. We'll go ahead. I'll start the run here. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit long, so I just wanted to make sure that everything is up front here. That way you don't have to go to like 7 different videos just to kind of know how to do a completed run. So let's go ahead, title screen. I'll go ahead and start the timer as well, just because. It will take a little bit longer because I'm going to be explaining things as I go, but I'm okay with that. So L2, it's I don't know if you saw it at the bottom there, but L2 is what you use in order to start a new game plus. I'm going to do it on Nightmare because that's what I'm familiar with. And then bam. We actually don't start the timer until we get control of Miriam, so you don't have to start the timer once you hit it. Really helpful if you don't have, for some of the computers with slower load times. So right here, when Miriam's here talking to Johannes, are you sure? Are you sure? We don't care. So as soon as you press start here, that's when the timer gets started. So bam. Then we're just going to accelerator over to here, deal with all this, one shot that, and then accelerator. A lot of this is going to be just kind of something that you have to familiar yourself with. In this room, there's one of these. On normal mode, there is not. And then this cannon right here is a visual indicator I use. You can jump, and it'll land you on the platform. So that's the cannon. That's a little visual indicator there. come up here, skip the cutscene, use that. And then, you know, a lot of the stuff is just something that you just have to play around with. So, like, you know, practice, man. If you want to be... and then, so I use this lamp here, this cannon here, to jump. Activate the summon hellhound to do the cannon. And then we just keep going. Then we just kind of fall our way through. The accelerator just makes all of this so much fun. And then here I fall, and then we backstep cancel it, or fail to backstep cancel it. Right here's an enemy that's exclusive to nightmare mode. Normally there's a chest there. So yeah, pretty standard stuff here. Some of these areas are just something you have to get used to. Like, there's really not much I can say. Just spam the hellhound as you go. Spam the hellhound there. Go all the way to the end. Try to kill this guy. Let's go ahead and I'll reset this room real quick. If you do this room properly, you can come over here. The hellhound will actually kill the one up there if you do it high enough. So we want to do this. See if I got it. Nope. Just come over here. I still keep missing that. Let's go ahead and bam. I guess I keep missing that. Oh well. You can do it. I've done it before on my runs. So don't... and then on this room, if you want to do something really fancy, you can jump the whole way. The accelerator makes your jumps really nice. I really like it. It's really fun. Then you just come over here, kill the rat, jump again. Jump, jump, jump. Push the crate, jump, 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 jump. There's a lot of jumping. Hellhound as you come down, and then bam, that's it. You're already at the boss. So the boss is pretty easy because one hellhound kills it. We're on nightmare mode, by the way. I promise you, we're on nightmare mode. But one hellhound's gonna kill it. Bam. So I do my splits when I get the shard. For most bosses. There's a couple of exceptions. I'll tell you about them when I get there, just in case. So yeah, pretty standard stuff there. Then we just skip all the cutscenes and we proceed to go forward. Tell Johannes that he should stop talking because he's very slow. And pretty standard stuff. And like I said, the accelerator, for me, I just really like it. It's a lot of fun to use the accelerator, so I really enjoy it. It really just beats backstep canceling a bunch, because like that's normally what you would do. Like, you would just do this, and it's kind of fast, and you can get the rhythm down to where it's not, you know, a tedious thing, but it's still kind of frustrating. So yeah, and as you can see, so nightmare mode, I don't know if I mentioned this, nightmare mode puts you at level 1, and that's one of the main reasons that it's really a lot more difficult. So we're going to be stuck at level 1 the whole run. There's no leveling up at all. So that's kind of the, you know, the extra difficulty. Then we go here to to Dominique. We go to purchase, and we purchase 9 waystones. This is the only purchase that we do in the entire run. Purchase the 9 waystones. Back out. She gives us the key, and then we go into our shortcuts. Because we have a new file, we have to do this over again. Item, waystone. That way we have it on our shortcuts. Up to inventory. Take the waystone off of our favorite. So you can favorite stuff, and that's really nice. So you definitely want to favorite all of the stuff that you're going to be using throughout the run. That way you can menu a lot faster. So that's something that you'll have to do. There's a lot of personal preference involved. I used to just do the waystone from the menu, but you know, eventually I wanted to use the shortcut. So there's a lot of preference involved. Just whatever you feel is really nice for you. So now we have the waystone, unfavorite it, and then use it, and that's a lot faster than going all the way back up here. And then now we can just kind of run through. Just kind of run through here, kill that guy, and then we're going to come down here, knock that over because we run through here 2 more times, so it's just faster to open that little shortcut. And just keep on running, grab the lever. You can make this jump about when it's halfway there. Be careful though, you don't want to fall down. That's a huge time loss, and I definitely messed that up and had to do that. The EU guy right there is unique to nightmare difficulty. Same here. So there's an EU guy. Kill that guy. Jump, jump, jump. Kill that guy, jump, jump, jump. Bam, we have a cutscene skip. It's so much fun, man. It's so much fun. A lot of these rooms you're going to have to pick up on your... Like, you're just going to have to really sit down with it and, like, play the runs. You'll catch on really quickly. This room is a pain in the butt. This is the one of the most annoying rooms in the entire game on nightmare mode. There was like 20 enemies. If you can kind of see, there's a dog jumping down. There's this guy throwing bones at you. So as soon as you get into the room, you want to jump and just summon Hellhound as much as you possibly can. If you go a little bit slow to do so, that's fine. More EU guys, the big knight sword guys. I call them EU guys because that's what they say when they die. And then you jump, kill the pig, jump, kill the pig, and then just keep jumping over everybody. It's pretty nice. And then bam, pretty easy, right? Jump, 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 jump. But one of the nice thing about New Game Plus is that, so this is another of the difficult room. I still haven't like quite optimally got it. You just jump over everything. That guy still screwed me up. That's a really difficult room to get down. I still struggle in that room. Yeah, one of the nice things about New Game Plus is it's very forgiving. Like, you don't die very easily, even on Nightmare mode. Like, you can see I'm not taking much damage because of the way that it works. I'm not taking much damage. I'm not like the biggest problem, or the biggest the biggest punishment is losing time. So there we go. I got that. That's the teleporter. We want to get that. And now we go to the Zangetsu boss fight. So this is pretty easy. Zangetsu is gonna just die. Literally one Hellhound. Like I said, it's really powerful. One Hellhound, he's dead. And the same is true for normal. Like, normal mode is much easier. So we go down here. Kill, kill, kill. I think I mentioned this before when I was talking about some of the things. Summoning or like stopping to hit people with your spell is faster than getting hit. So you want, if you want to play it a little bit cautiously and like slow down and like press the Hellhound just to make sure that you don't get hit, that is completely fine. So a lot of these rooms, you just make sure that you use your Hellhound appropriately. Bam, kill both of them, jump. So it's really nice, really nice. I like this run a lot. It's very forgiving, like I said. Like, I'm not gonna die. There's no way I'm gonna die. The hardest thing is actually killing Jeeble, because like I said, Jeeble can pretty much end your run. So and this is going to be the hand. And you just run up and one shot him again. You just one shot. It's so great. It's ridiculous. If you hated this game, then, or like not hated it, but like some things were frustrating, this is the run for you. You just one shot everything. It's great. This room is a pain, actually. Let's go ahead and try it. So you want to jump, and then like you want to be able to short hop. Jumping is really important. So like you want to be able to do it really fast so that you don't lose it. There you go. So you see that I jumped in at the beginning of the room, and then I still got the short hop jump, and you want to be able to do that. Short hop jumping for the Hellhound spam is really important. You can cancel this animation by pressing start, and then we teleport down here. This is just the route. This is the route. It could change. This is all subject to change. There's still stuff being learned today. So, but this is this route is pretty standard. It's a very average route. Like, you're going to be fine. I come down here, come through here, because it's a lot safer. Clearing these rooms on Nightmare mode is easier than clearing some of the ones up top. So I just come this way first, or instead. And then, like, those rooms, I've already kind of got those rooms down, so that's the reason that I like to go through there. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, my computer isn't having a good time. Oh, my computer's not having a good time at all. Alright, so anyway, let's go ahead and we switch out the accelerator shard with Craftwork so that we can use this. Grab it, and then you can do the backstep canceling. It's not necessary, obviously, because you can still just walk normally, but I like doing the backstep canceling. I enjoy it. Skip the cutscene, and then we go and pick our thing back so that we have our accelerator. And then there's the room. So real quick, the teleporter room has to load. So I don't know if you've ever done this as you played through the game, but you can actually enter and then hit left. And as you can see, like, I really didn't load the teleporter room. I just kind of came back to this room. And you could do that. Like, if you just hold left on the D-pad, there's really no, like you can do that really fast. But this has to load. You have to be able to load this screen and see the teleporter before you can transition back. Otherwise, it won't open up the teleporter. And that's really... I've had a couple of runs lost to that because I was going too fast and I forgot to go back and actually hold the teleporter. This room's annoying on Nightmare. Just kill all of these guys. Just kind of hold right. And then we get to my favorite sections of the game. Those guys are new to Nightmare, so just kill them with Hellhound. Just hold right. Just keep holding right. So this is the tower climb. The tower is one of my favorite areas in the entire game. It is so movement. Jump, jump, jump. Short hop Hellhound. Jump, jump. Like, this is just normal platforming, not really much here. Jump over the guard. Shoot the Hellhound. Come over here. Bam, bam, bam. Now we get to watch the most annoying cutscene in the entire game. I hate this cutscene. This cutscene's frustrating. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really satisfying. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do a tutorial run for this category, because I think it's the most accessible. Most speedruns tend to be very kind of intimidating, I would say. Like, I've definitely watched like some of the, like, I've watched speedruns of Ocarina of Time or like Majora's Mask, for example. And it's like, those are intimidating runs. Like, there's always so much execution involved. Like, the execution itself looks just looks really difficult as well. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of like intimidating things that can be there for speedruns. And some speedruns are, you know, just more intimidating than others. This is pretty nice. We have the accelerator, so you just jump here. An accelerator, you don't actually have to jump these gaps. You move fast enough to not fall. This is only for a couple of them, but if if you're not comfortable doing that, feel free to actually jump, but it's not required. You can, it's like the Mario. If you've ever played Super Mario, you can actually run over like the single block gaps in Mario. Jump. Oh, I think you can actually make that jump, so I want to try it. Because I always mess it up. So you jump. Jump. So yeah, you just keep jumping and holding the button. Here, as soon as you see it come down, you can actually leave the room, right? So the stairs come. So as soon as you see the stairs like start to descend, you can leave the room and come back and they'll be fully descended. We're just going to... That's just important to remember so you don't have to deal with that. But we come over here, this is the boss. Pretty simple boss. I'm just looking at my timer, just making sure I'm not going too long. This guy requires 2 Hellhounds on Nightmare difficulty. So just spam twice and he's pretty much dead. Now we get the best... Now we get the double jump, and now everything gets really crazy. This is a lot faster with double jump. We come up here. We don't go into OD's room yet because we're going to do that later. Get the teleporter. Jump down, jump down. There we go. Don't have to kill her. So this room is pretty nice. You want to jump as soon as you can. Double jump, bounce off of that. Bam, it's so nice. This is the most satisfying room to land. So double jump, dive kick, bounce off of the... Well, I did it too early. I dive kicked too early. Oh. Okay, so the most difficult thing in Nightmare difficulty is spikes. Spikes kill you. They take like a fourth... yeah, they take a lot of health, as you can see here. So spikes are going to be your worst enemy. So yeah, double jump, bounce off the cannon. That's the best way to do that. Come through here, push the bookshelf. I like to jump over a little bit. So like if I'm here, I like to jump over, because if you do it wrong, you can actually have like a weird glitch happen where you get stuck up right above the stairs before they even come over. So I just try to avoid that. In this next room here, we're actually going to see our first instance of Bure. So we pull out the Bure, jump up here, really easy. And then now we have this is my favorite section of the entire game, this Nightmare climb, or this climb. Double jump up here, and we can do the, like I said, the downward attack. You can bounce off of stuff. Man, my computer is just not having a good time, is it? So you can double jump. Let me see if I can wait for it to... Come on, come on, come on. It's going crazy. Double jump. You can bounce off of that, and then you gain this height. Bounce. Well, you don't have to. So this guy you can actually just kill with Hellhound, but most of these guys I like to bounce off of with the double jump. Kill these guys, or run past these guys, run past these guys. You can hellhound. Then you come up here. And then you just double jump to this thing. And then you can double jump over here, jump, hellhound, and you're done. Here is the best room, my favorite room in the game, because it's very satisfying to land. This little bird guy, you can actually dive kick into him and gain this height. So one little thing I need to mention. While you have the accelerator on, you actually deal damage. So as you can see here, there's like this thing around you, the blue stuff. It actually has a damage to it, and you can kill stuff with it. And if you come up here and hit him, you can accidentally hit him away from it. So some of these things that you're trying to bounce off of with your dive kick, be really careful with your accelerator. And then you just kick off of him. It's very satisfying to land fast. And just jump up here, double jump over that guy. So here you can actually press the lever, go out and back in, and it'll be faster than doing that. Come over here, jump here, kill that guy. And then there's actually a little glitch there. If you get pushed underneath, it'll just kind of throw you through the... it won't kill you or deal damage, it'll just throw you through the... it'll just clip you through it, so it's kind of weird. It's kind of silly, but that's what we do. And now we have the most exciting boss. He likes to say woo, but not in this game. We don't get the woo. We just get the annoying. So this fight's pretty easy. You just throw the 8-bit flames, and actually look at that. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. So this fight's very unique. You actually can't kill him like quickly. He has to go through these animations. I think there's a clip, or I think there's a couple of glitches to skip all of this, but again, we're running no major glitches, so we can't do that. If I actually come over here and use the gauge glasses, you can actually see that his HP is at 0. So you don't really, like, he's at 0 HP, but he's still alive. I don't know how he's doing that. He used the zombie glitch. There's a zombie glitch in this game. Makes you immune to death. I guess he uses the zombie glitch too, so... then you come over here, just kind of duck. It doesn't really hit you. This does do like 400 damage, so try not to get hit by it if you're low. It will kill you. And then he just keeps going. At this point, he only requires like one more hit after this sequence is going to kill him. So I actually like to stand here at this gear. This is the visual cue, and then kill him. Oh, I got hit. And then he'll do this. Normally you're supposed to get grabbed, but you can actually stand where that gear is, and it'll still bring you down here anyway. I don't think it matters. I just like doing it. And then we waystone, and during the waystone cutscene here is when I split, because you can actually make movement, or you can actually move during the shard get animation, so I do that. Come over here. Talk to Dominique. She's going to take our nice picture. Maybe I'm just going to get a cute identification card. We're going to waystone once more. Come out here. And then we jump. Bounce off with a dude. Or miss the dude epically and fail. Come through here. Then we go back to OD. Back to the book. The bookmaster himself. The librarian himself. One more thing. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so we talked to OD. And this is the first time you talk to him, he asks you to go for books. So we're going to take the Sage's Tome for higher intelligence and the Fortune Tome for higher luck. Like I said, we need luck to be as high as possible so we can get the bovine plume really quickly. So we're going to do that. And then you talk to him again, and he'll transform your photo into an ID card. So now we can actually go through the train sequence. Come down here. This is the reason that we picked up this teleporter. And we're just going to run our way to the train sequence. There's really not much else to really say. It's just same old, same old. The rooms are the same, so we don't really got much extra. This would be a... You just keep holding right. I do this little sequence there, back step a little bit, jump. Oh, so I didn't hit my jump. Sometimes these are really fast. A lot of these rooms you're going to have to memorize because you enter them too quickly in order to do anything. This Bure is only there on nightmare mode. Oh, I didn't jump fast enough. So this room's pretty cool, very fancy looking. As soon as you see the first lily, jump, jump, dive kick off the dog, jump, jump, and that's the whole room. And then now there's this little cutscene. We're gonna Naruto run into the thing, just like those other people trying to Naruto run to Area 51. That's a funny meme. Jump. This room is jump, jump, dive kick. Oh, I messed it up. Jump. Summon Hellhound. Like I said, the Hellhound's really large, so just make sure that you use it. Like, that guy died from the Hellhound. Kill him. And then here, you're supposed to wait for Zangetsu to come in and use his grappling hook to create like this platform. But this is another situation where we're just going to use this. Jump, jump. Yeah, short hop, short hop. Here. Use this. A good time here is like 4:38. That's usually when I try to get in. So this boss is kind of annoying on nightmare mode because Zangetsu takes forever to come down and like rip his face off. So you just kind of run up here. We're gonna use the 8-bit flame. Oh, we got a good fight there. Damn, I wish I'd get those fights on my PBs. We just spam and then he's dead. There's really nothing else there. This fight can be very janky sometimes. You want to get underneath of his face. I don't think I'm not quite sure I showed it to what I needed to, but underneath of his the top part of his face, as you saw, I got as close as I possibly could. That's where you want to shoot your flames at, because that's where he's most vulnerable. If you hit his mask, he takes like a lot less damage. So here you just kind of fall through, just kind of get used to it. There's not much I can really say. Like even I get hit. So some of these rooms you just kind of have to get used to. In this room, we're going to actually jump Hellhound. That clears almost all of those up top. Jump Hellhound for that. Jump over here. Jump over here. Get as close to Miriam as we can. And then she'll leave. As soon as you enter this room, we're going to double jump. Oh, never mind. I bonked off the top. Double jump and then just kind of go through. And then we got this guy. This guy is also 2 Hellhounds. So we're just going to run 2 Hellhounds. And then I get the shard. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then as soon as the door opens, you can use the Waystone. You have to wait for the door to open though, because the game thinks you're trying to cheese it. And now we have the Reflector Ray. So this is where we're going to see the Valkyrie sword in action. It's going to be great. So this is also why we open this door. Now we don't have to deal with any of the enemies. We just run through. I've thought about doing... Let me do something fancy. Yeah. Nope, that's... I don't think it matters. I don't know. That's just something fancy, I guess. So here we go. We're at the water section. Normally you're not supposed to be here, but we'll equip the Valkyrie sword. And like I said, it teleports you immediately. Look how fast we are underwater. Like, look at this. Look how fast we are. It's almost... It's a little bit faster than a normal movement, which is kind of insane. So we just kill everything. Kill everything. These areas are really hard on nightmare mode because there's a ton of frogs and like bats just kind of running around. So you just kind of have to get used to it. Eventually you'll learn their placements. This literally is press right in the room. There's really not much to do. Just press right. It's just a very long room. Kill everything. Jump up here. Like I said, look at all these frogs. They're just really annoying. I hate the frogs. They're so annoying in this. Come through here. Summon Hellhound to try and get rid of all the frogs. Looks like I didn't get all the frogs. This room... Oh, I fell down. You're not supposed to do that. There is a save room down here, bottom left, if you need a safety save. So just kind of make sure you guys are aware of that. And then we get this part. I'm actually going to make a safety save because this part's kind of dangerous. So we're just going to do... Save our progress. I'm going to save it here. So this is a safety save that I wanted to do. Oh my god, this bat. These bats, they just won't leave me alone. It's kind of the benefit of running on normal, or on normal mode, is you don't have to deal with them. So yeah, we can literally do all of this with the Valkyrie sword. Kill that guy. Never mind, I got hit. These clams are the most annoying enemies in the game. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Just kind of tank your way through this. You want to get the invincibility frames. Try not to get comboed though. Like I said, this area is pretty dangerous. You can get comboed into the traps pretty quickly, especially with those clams. So you just gotta be real careful. So this room, you need to be really careful here. So this transition, the screen transition, is actually really, really bad. If you come down here on the right, too close to the edge, you'll clip out of bounds instead of transition the screen to the room below. So you want to get to the center as much as you possibly can, and then you can do the transition. Otherwise you will get a clip. It's really unfortunate that that's so easy to do, but oh well. So now that we're done with the water section, we can switch back to our normal setup. Really no reason to, I guess. It's just kind of habit. And then this is literally just falling down, trying to avoid all the enemies. Yeah, just kill as much as you have to. If you have to, just kill it. We have infinite mana, so there's no shame in killing everything. Try to avoid getting hit by those guys. They slow you down. Kill everything. Oop, I got hit by that. Kill that. Jump over the dog. Jump over the dog. That guy doesn't... The hitbox for that bone dragon doesn't spawn until after he transforms, or like actually puts himself together, so you don't have to deal with him. And then there we go. That's the desert section. So you might be wondering, how are we going to... What are we going to do from here? There's no way to go. Well, it turns out this area here that you're not supposed to... Like, you're technically not supposed to deal with, put on the reflector ray, and because we have it max upgraded, we can actually reach all of this. And so this just sequence breaks the entire game. And now we can go straight to the lava area. It's really... I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. Jump over him, hellhound these guys, and then you're going to do the same thing. Double jump. After you get through, after your entire reflector ray goes through, you have a double jump, so just you just have to do that. Jump down here. This boss is pretty cool because you can actually do summon Hellhound in the cutscene. So we're just actually killing him right now in the middle of his cutscene, and then as soon as he spawns, bam, he's dead. He is dead now. Look at him go. He is dying. We have Invert Castle now. Is that a gold split? That's funny. And then here we just do another waystone. And I believe that is it. Yeah, we go straight to the right again. There's really only one purchase from Dominique, and that's the waystones. I'm trying to remember if I had to ever do it again, but as long as you keep 99 food of some sort, especially, like the pizzas are actually really cheap. You get them really early on too, so definitely do the pizzas. Don't fall down. And then we use our newly obtained invert powers to invert this section here. We do the down kick and because it's faster. And then we won't fall down. Come over here. Switch the accelerator to craftwork. And then we do this. So this section's really annoying. This is probably the most dangerous part for a nightmare mode difficulty because we have a lot of spikes to go through. And you don't want to die. Alright, so this part right here. We use the craft work. And we use all of as much food as we possibly can. We're just going to face tank the spikes. Do not get hit into the into this. Do not turn around. Don't try to backdash. Don't try to like damage boost from the spikes. If you get damage boosted into that, it'll combo you into the spikes and you will die. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a true combo. I've had it happen to me plenty of times. So now we have this area of the game, pretty end game now. Skipping a lot of stuff. So there's this monster right here is the monster that drops the bovine plume. We didn't get it, so normally you want it to get there, but unfortunately, you know, it's random. So we're going to come through here, just kill everything that you can, go through that one, go through this one, and then you come up here. And this is where there's a guaranteed, this guy, So we're going to switch over to this setup and just come in here and kill him. Oh, we didn't get it. Come in here, kill him. Didn't get it. Come in here and kill him. There it is. Bovine plume, bottom left corner. That is what it is called. That is what we need. And that is why we have that set up. And then we come over here, go through this one. Oh, not this one, this one. Almost failing. Invert here, jump down. And then just keep it inverted and come through this way. And this is how you go through here. Just make sure you kill everything. It is much faster to do this inverted than it is non-inverted because you can just do this. So don't worry about re-inverting it. We're trying to climb upward, and so it's better to fall downward than climb upward. So inverting is way better. And then we come through here. This is where we're going to go fight Zangetsu. You don't have to re-invert because it'll fix the room once you enter. The game's like, what the hell? And then we have Zangetsu, and then this is literally just spam the Hellhound and Flames. Hellhound and Flames. And he's dead. There's really, like I said, this is the New Game Plus. These bosses, they just melt, man. They just die. Go over here, get your thing. Do not press accelerator the same moment you press up. It will glitch the game out. It is not cool. There you go. There's another run. There's another split. We're about to go to the ends of the game. And then we use the waystone here. We used, I think, 7 waystones, if I'm not mistaken. So the 9 is perfect. Come over here to our good friend Johannes. He's nice and slow, but he gives us nice and fast upgrades anyway. So we get that. We go into craft, and then we got high jump. This is important. High jump's really important. This is the best, or one of the most important parts of the run. Pick up the high jump, leave, waystone back out, and then we go up here. Go up here and we're good. High jump. High jump is now a thing. And then we teleport to this teleporter here where the scissors guy is. Where Sweeney Todd is. This guy will give us nothing because we're not going to help him out. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. And again, if you're ever feeling worried about dying, do not feel bad about going into the menu. Eventually, it will like consume time, but you don't have to worry about that. It's a very safe run. If you're feeling uncomfortable, like as you're doing it, definitely just use it. And this is the reason that high jump is obtained, because it makes these sections of the game very, very easy. Okay, so this is only on nightmare mode. There's 2 of these guys and 1 of the archers. On normal difficulty, I think it's just 1 of those lancers. I could be mistaken though. So just run through with a thing. Then we're gonna run through here. High jump, and we're gonna go through this one here. Kill the horsey. And then instead of high jumping up here, this room you just fall down. Well, as much as you can. And this is where you need to go. Double jump, dive kick into the room. High jump up here. Like, look how slow this would have been if we didn't have high jump. Like, it's just so much fast. There's a HP thing here. If you took too much damage, you can use that to fully heal you without having to go into the menu. And then now we're over here into this section of the game. Kill her. These fairies are really annoying. That sword is only there on nightmare difficulty. Pretty sure. And this is one of the biggest time saves from high jump. You literally just go through all of this. And it's so easy. I'm actually going to do a safety save just in case, because this is the Jeeble fight. And I do not want to lose this run on the tutorial of this run. I would hate to have to do this all over again. So this is Jeeble. Jeeble is a pain in the butt, because if we kill him, it's a game over. And it doesn't even let us like refight, redo the fight. It's game over, back to the last save. So if you need to, take that safety save. It's no harm done. And then we do 1 Hellhound, and then I switch to this. And then, like, look how much health he still has, but look how fast it's going down. So there we go. He's down to 103. We have to go in, equip Zangetsu, and then cut this. Also, make sure your book, or like if you have a familiar that can attack a lot, make sure your familiar is turned off, because I have seen people lose the fight because their familiar killed Jeeble, You do not want that to happen to you. So I urge you, if you're a little afraid, just turn off your familiar, because you do not want to lose the run there after all of that hard work. So we just kind of go through here. Oh, we need to go through the teleporter. And then we teleport down here to the garden again. We now have accelerator and double jump and high jump. So this is the fastest way to return to where the blood moon was. So obviously, come up here, double jump, high jump, high jump, high jump, and then bam. So all this stuff, all that stuff's just something you have to eventually get used to. And then spam, jump into the portal. You can switch back to your normal setup, because now we're just going to be running the game. You got Alfred being a dumb thinking he can handle the world on his own, only to find out that it's too much for him. And that's about it. Yeah. Got another cutscene, man. Another cutscene. I really hope that they add the cutscene skips to skip an entire cutscene. That way you don't have to just sit here and press start all over and over again. Especially since I often press start way too much and just open up the pause menu. Alright, Johannes. He gives us high jump, but he's also slow. Get out of here. And now we get to go through this area of the game. This is the other reason that we want high jump quite really nice, because high jump turns this room, or this area of the game, into just really nice. You just keep high jumping, flying through the air. Oops, I went too high there. You can not worry about that. And then this is just kind of falling. Just kind of follow your way down. Not much to really say. The accelerator helps you deal with the bats. Fall down, fall down. There's a toad here you can kill if you need to. Hellhound. Over here. This guy is pretty dangerous, so be careful with this fight. Inventory stakes. So if you get hit by his the coins that he brings up, it will be a pain. So this is one of the fights that he hit me here. I didn't realize he was grabbing me. I thought he was about to die. There he is. So he died there. This is one of the reasons that we drop all of our money. We do have a good bit of money in the bottom right, 10,000. But this is the reason that we don't run any of the augment gold stuff or whatever. This boss gains HP based off of how much gold you have during this phase. So as you can see, he's healing, right? This is him stealing your money. So you don't want that to happen. If you have 100,000 gold, he gets a ton of HP and he takes a while to fight. This is one of the main fights you can use this on. You can just throw this up there. And he'll just constantly take damage. As you can see, he's constantly taking damage. That's one of the fights you can use that on if you want. But you don't have to. So, just an option available to you. He dies pretty quickly if you don't have a lot of money. So, just don't have a lot of money. That's the best option. That's the best way to kill that guy. Don't have a ton of money. Then you just kind of make your way through here. Dive kick downward, and you'll go straight to the door. And now we're here. This area of the game is pretty dangerous. A lot of stuff does a ton of damage. You're still pretty safe, only 71 damage, and you have the guard ability. So a lot of this damage you can guard because of our passives. So you just fall down there. There's really nothing much to say. Run through here. Go above. You can double jump over this guy. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Try to avoid the crystals as much as you can. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Jump down here. Kill that guy. Slide under. Kill that guy. There you go. And this is the Gremory fight. A lot of those rooms you just kind of have to just spam and run, spam and run. Zangetsu kindly seals her here so we can kill her. And then this is where the 8-bit flame comes in. You just kind of spam 8-bit flame with 8-bit flame combined with your Hellhound just makes really quick work of her. And we're pretty good to go. There you go. And now this is another useful for high jump. High jump helps us get out of here a lot faster. Yeah, this area without high jump is just a pain. Come over here. Shards. Oh, I didn't. Dimension shift. Dimension shift. Dimension shift. Just go as fast as you can. And Dominique herself is pretty dangerous. So I'm just going to make one last safety save since we are here. I would hate to have to restart it from anything earlier. Dominique herself can be pretty dangerous. But it's pretty much the same. Just avoid as much as you can and spam Hellhound and 8-bit flame. Oh yeah, I gotta... Yeah, so she has a lot of damage. But you kill her pretty quickly. And then once you get to this point in the game, the run is pretty much sealed. Because like I said, standstill will stop the boss. So the way that you kill Bale is that you have to kill the head that has Dominique on her, or on it. So eventually Dominique will spawn on one of the heads. You can actually DPS the heads before so to kind of dictate where she'll spawn. So as you can see, she's spawning on the cat now. So we're just gonna time stop. Put that. Bam. Throw the 8-bit flames towards her. And that's it. That's the run. Like I said, I don't know why time stop works on the final boss of the game. Like every other boss it doesn't, but time stop works on the final boss. Really helps secure it. So yeah, you can kill the heads to help manipulate Dominique to spawn on a favorable head. On normal mode, both of the heads die in like 1 or 2 shots, I believe. So it's really easy. But yeah, so like I said, Dominique herself on the Bale fight is really easy. You just gotta kill the one that Dominique spawns on. So I killed the cat one. That's where she spawned. And other than that, like, it's pretty nice. And for whatever reason, final boss gets affected by time stop. So to stop time and then DPS spam. The Hellhounds will stay there. Like I said, they get their hitbox lingers. So you just throw 2 Hellhounds and then spam a ton of 8-bit flames as much as you can. And it's pretty easy. So what was that? 42 minutes? That's not bad. Not bad for kind of running around and explaining stuff. My PB's 29. So I've been grinding it out as much as I can. Once you get to like some of the sub 30-minute stuff, there's a lot of execution with the movement. You really got to work hard on executing movement really effectively. But until then, like if you're just trying to get some nice PBs at the around this area, you can take a few hits, you can slow down a little bit and still work out pretty well. It's a really fun run. It's really new. I think it's one of the most new player accessible runs because, like I said, you carry over all of your save data. It's very easy to kill the bosses. You don't have to worry about dying. You don't have to worry about boss fight execution. You don't have to worry about mana management and all of this other stuff that you would normally have to focus on. You literally just run through the game. If things are looking hazy, you have 99 healing items in order to just kind of heal yourself up. And then it's just really fun to move as well. So I really like this run. It's very new player accessible. Please check out the Speedrun Discord. We have one for Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and Curse of the Moon. I think it's combined into one Discord server. We have a lot of people in there messing around with stuff, learning new things. I highly urge you to check it out if you're eager to learn this run. I definitely think it's going to be it's a fun run. It's a lot of fun to just one-shot bosses. Like, I mean, it's very satisfying, especially against Dominique, who gave me a ton of trouble in my casual playthrough. I'm just like, walk into the room, it's like, I'm gonna throw this dog at you and you're gonna die real fast, and it's very satisfying. but yeah, I think it's really good. Please definitely check it out. If you want more content like this, or if you want Yu-Gi-Oh content as well, because I do also put Yu-Gi-Oh content on my channel, do subscribe and you know, let me know, leave a like. If you have any questions, please go into the comments, ask away. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And then also come check out the stream for more questions as well. Always willing, or always eager to welcome new people into the speedrun community. So I will be doing probably another tutorial for some of the other categories as I learn them. But this one was the one that I learned first, and it's pretty simple and quick, so I was able to get a tutorial out for this again. And lastly, this is still in development, so I know some people have already been working on a couple of route variations to see if there's anything faster, but this is going to be a consistent route. You can get some pretty good times with this. The regular new game world record is like 23.5 minutes. The world record for nightmare difficulty is 25 minutes, and that's what I'm pushing I'm trying to get my time to the 25-minute one. I want to get the world record, or at least really close to it. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for me. I really hope that you enjoyed. I hope I did a good job here explaining everything and all that stuff. I really hope that you guys were able to pick up everything that I wanted to talk about and all that such. So, but yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Later.